All right.
Just the Thought podcast. We are back with another one. Happy New Year to everybody, 2024. We made it, man. Shout out to everybody. New Year. This means continue to do what you do, be consistent at what you do, continue to love what you're doing, and continue to respect others what they're doing. Going to this year and just try to conquer it like you did last year, man. Same year. Not different year, same you, man. And just big up to everybody out there that's looking forward to this year. Shout out to people that do New Year's resolutions. Everything, man. Shout out to 2024. I'm excited for it. Also, shout out to my co-host Andre. Dre, I want to wish you a happy new year. Nothing but love and respect. But let's get into the show, man. I'm doing good. Everything's good. Let's get into the show. Got a special guest today. Shout out to Henny West. Been doing this thing. Really look forward to having a dope ass conversation with him. And yo, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Right now, 1982 is out right now. Also, you got that new one. What is it called? Hold up. I just listened to Hold Up the other day.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Shout out to Hold Up. Shout out to 1982. We're gonna get into his music, but shout out to Henny West. Henny West, it's a blessing to have you on the show, bro. How's everything, man?
It's great. It's great,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
Happy to be here. It's
Yeah,
a
bro.
good way to start
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah, for real, man. Yo, so tell me a little bit. How did you why did you want to become an artist? Like, how has music impacted your life? What has music done for you that a lot of other things haven't?
I mean, I started young doing it. But
Yeah,
I didn't start as a hip hop artist. I actually, was making beats, and just engineering the music. That's how I started. But as I kept going, working with artists, it just became a headache.
yeah.
So yeah, so I just recently started like rapping for real, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 years ago.
Mm,
Yeah, for my early projects. And you could kind of hear the sound change as when I started, um, up until now. You can hear the sound change, as I got better. But yeah, I'm a little bit older. I started, late.
yeah.
I'll be 39 in February, so like in 20
February,
days.
February.
Yeah,
You Aquarius or Pisces?
Aquarius. Aquarius, yeah.
Aquarius. Yeah, okay, free thinker. I like that.
Yeah,
Aquarius don't play around. They'll tell you how they feel. And
pretty
some
much,
people,
yeah.
yeah, and if you don't feel it, if you don't fuck with it, then you move on. Like some of my best homies are Aquariuses, man.
Yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah.
so so you said that you started hip hop late. What was your influence to hip hop? Like, what did you listen to growing up as a kid?
Uh, my favorite rap artist when I was a kid was DJ Quick. He's what I
DJ
wanted to
Quick.
say. Yeah, he's what I
Okay.
wanted to sound like. Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
when I first started coming up doing it, I wanted to sound like him.
Yeah.
Um, and as it evolved, so then I got different influences like Kendrick Lamar and some of the other guys that J. Cole and those guys
Yeah.
as I
Yo.
kept
I
evolving.
Yeah. Yeah. When I listen to your flow, I hear a lot of Kendrick, JID. You know JID, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. I see. I hear a little similarity. As I listen to your flow, bro. And I like how you can go in and out with the words as you speed up, the way you flow on a beat. I think that's talented as fuck. People that can
Yeah,
speed up on a beat and then flow and then bring it back and then speed it up again. Flows like Kendrick and JID, they do that really well as well. Um, if you had like a top five favorite artists, because you're from the West Coast.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
five,
yeah.
top five, top five from the West Coast of all time. What would you say?
Um, Kendrick's gonna be one for me. Uh,
Over Pac,
yeah, over Pac. Yeah,
over
Pac is
Pac.
definitely in there for me, but like,
Okay.
um, so it would be Kendrick. This is gonna be a crazy one for you, bro, because I know this is probably gonna get people mad. But I really
But
like Mac Miller a lot. I think he's talented as hell. So I would have him in there along with Cole, then Pac,
R.I.P.
and
man.
then yeah, yeah. Um, Pac, and then I don't even know, dude. Maybe uh,
Not Snoop, not Snoop, not Snoop Dogg. You don't like?
Snoop is cool, bro, but like I don't know, bro. Like
What about Q?
he's good, but maybe Jay at 5 for me.
Jay. Okay.
Yeah,
Jay's number one for me. Jay's number
yeah.
one for me. So growing up, like is your family also musically inclined? Like did you grow up in a musical household? Where did your love for music come from growing up?
The way I actually got started doing this though, it's crazy because I didn't have him in my top 5 was Kanye West. I got my first
Kanye.
MPC because of him. Yeah.
Kanye.
So yeah, so that's where I actually started, you know, buying records and making beats on an
Yeah.
MPC. You know,
Yeah.
so that's where I actually started doing it because of him. So
Yeah. Do you have like any family members that are into music as well?
no, not really. No, my dad he passed, but he was an artist, like a drawing artist. Yeah, but not really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And whereabouts in LA are you from?
Carson. That's
Carson.
where I grew. Yeah, Carson. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's a few guys there from Carson, Absol. I think the whole TDE thing started in Carson.
Yeah, yeah. And like how does it feel like being somebody from Carson, being a rapper? Like what does it feel like putting on for your city?
Good, good. I mean, I think Carson, Compton, in that area, Watts. There's like a lot of artists that come out of that area. Long Beach, of course, with Snoop. You
Yeah.
know, but in that little area, there's a lot of artists that come out of it. You know, Carson and
Yeah, yeah,
Watts.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's dope, man. That's dope. And what like let me explain to me the title 1982. Where did that come from? Like why did you want to come up with the title 1982?
that's actually the year my girlfriend was born. So
Ah,
that's
okay.
yeah, yeah. That's the year she was born. So I titled it in 1982. And it, you know, it
1982.
had the picture that we took was like had a vibe of an old school vibe to it. So the
Ah,
payphone,
that's
it was
dope.
like, yeah.
That's dope. And
So
what made you want to do that? Like what made you want to do a tribute? Was it like a tribute to your girl, or what made you want to what made you what is the meaning from that? What made you want to do a tribute for that?
um I mean she's like pretty much my whole thing here. She does my music videos for me. So
Oh, that's dope.
like you know, yeah. So, you know, and we're a team, you know, we do the things together. So I don't really show she's not into my videos or nothing. Some videos she is, but like as far as like the you know the process, she's a big part of it.
Oh, that's dope, bro. That's
Yeah.
dope. And when you go into the booth, when it's time for you to spit your bars, what what are you feeling? Like what is it like for you? What does the atmosphere have to be like for you when you're going to a booth? Do you need some rappers they need maybe something to drink, maybe a blunt here or two. What is
Yeah.
what is your mood going into when you go into the booth?
I mean, for me, I'm low maintenance, dude. It could be anything. I could just come in and do it anytime. You know what I mean? It don't have to be like a vibe or anything like that. You know, so just writing. If I feel the song, the instrumental, just write. You know, that's pretty much it for me. I don't really have to do like take a shot or smoke weed or do any of that stuff. I kind of just if the instrumental feels right to me, then I just come in and try to make the best song I possibly can out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for you, it's just like the feeling, it's the energy. It no matter what, it's the energy you feel. You can do what you have to do. Now that's dope, bro. That's a dope
Yeah.
feeling.
It's kind of like a
Um,
job, bro. Like you just get the work in. You know what I mean? Like it's just reps. You know, that's how I
yeah,
approach it for myself. You know what I mean? Like just getting the reps in. Because like I said, I started late, so I progressed. A lot since I started doing it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
just
Well,
getting the reps in.
how what when you wrote your first rhyme, what did you feel like during that time? Like, how were you able to stay like consistent as of now? Like, what drives you to continue going?
Well, when I started, you have a dream of doing like millions and millions of streams or album sales. That's how it starts. But for me now, it's like a part of my life now. It's like I like doing it. You know what I mean? It's like going to play basketball, hooping, at the fitness or whatever. You know what I mean? So, um, for me, I just like doing it. It's fun. It's and it takes you out of your repetition that you do if you work or whatever you're doing. It takes you out of that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a good therapeutic, thing, just to get in here, write some rhymes, record it, and just feel the process of how, because I engineer the records as well. So I get to have both
As
parts. That's kind of like
uh,
that's another skill that people have. They put their own creative touch on it, and it's a good clear your mind thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope, bro. That you're able to be diverse. Like you're able to produce and you're able to spit as well. Who are some of your favorite producers? Like you said, Kanye. Kanye
Yeah,
is a good example. But who are also some of your favorite producers? Like who has influenced you to take that route of being a producer and an artist as well?
mainly just Kanye. He
Kanye.
was like the main one, and then Quick. He did good on on his production side. Dre, of course, you know what I mean. So like that part of me, like the West Coast part, I like their production. The way it sounds. Um, because music has to sound a certain way. It's like it's got to be clean. You know what I mean? So and
Yeah.
those guys make the record sound as clean as possible. On the hip hop side. You know what I mean? So I really dig what they do.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true, man. Why you had before you had 1982, you had an album called Trap Rock. Why that name? Why did you come up with Trap Rock?
That
And
was
explain and hold on, no, one of the songs I like too, Slum. I want after you explain Trap Rock, explain Slum because I like the record. The record was pretty dope.
oh yeah. So that one came about because I had originally started with the song High, which is kind of like a rock record,
Yeah,
but I didn't want the whole record to be, rock sounding. You know what I mean? I wanted to have some hip hop. So I split it and did half hip hop, half rock. So that's where I got the trap rock, from it.
yeah,
So as far as the Slum video, um, that was supposed to be just, I mean, the Slum song, it was supposed to just be like a regular, you know, I'm just gonna spit it all the way through, you know what I mean? And just not stop. Like a freestyle type thing, you know what I mean? And I just kept going on it. I was like, oh, you know what? It sounds hot. Let me just keep doing it. You know what I mean? So I just kept writing, the record, and that's just the way how it came out. You know what I mean? But as far as the vibe of the record, it was half rock, half hip hop for it.
yeah, yeah. And how long did it take for you to make the album?
Usually, they take about 6 months to a year if you want to write a whole album. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, because you'll go back. It's not the songs. They don't take very long, but what happens is you go back, you'll hear something. It's like, oh, that didn't make sense. Let me go back and rewrite a little part there, and before you know it, you're chopping up the record, and it's like when you originally cut the record, it doesn't sound like the finished product. You know what I mean? So that's the process that I have to go through, where it's like I'll write the record. It might take me over a weekend to write something, but then as I keep hearing it, it's like, oh, this doesn't sound right. I got to go back and once you make little adjustments, then the other parts don't match up. So you kind of have to tweak those little spots too. So that's where the process becomes longer. You know what I mean? At least for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, that's how my process becomes longer. Hearing the record over and over again, you're like, this doesn't make sense, or it's just not coming together correctly like I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You're a perfectionist, bro. Like that's what you are. Like a perfectionist has to. It's a process to be perfect. Like I totally understand. Like you want everything to sound clean. You want everything to make sense, and you want it to make sense for yourself. So
Yeah,
you're a perfectionist, bro. Like that's what perfectionists are. People might seem like you're crazy, like what he's doing, but like that's what sounds good to you, and you know what is perfect. That's what it is, bro.
yeah.
Um, what was your first video? Like, what was the first video you made, and how did you feel making making your first music video?
The first music video I done was uh this going back was a song called Story to Tell. But I actually shot that video like 3 times because I was in the process. My girlfriend at the time, she didn't do the videos. So it was a process of doing it, like getting one guy to do it, and then it's like it's not it, and then you go to another one, it's not it. So I kind of settled for that one. And as I kept shooting music videos, I had the same problem, where it's like uh, you pay somebody to do it, and it's not what it is. So my girlfriend, she took over it, and she now I have more creative control over the way it looks. Before I didn't, so it was kind of like I had to just get whatever it was, whatever at the time. So, but that part was difficult, as I started finding somebody to shoot the music videos for me. It was.
And how did and because of that, is it you think it's important to have a team behind you? Because I know as an artist, you're an independent artist.
Yeah.
Is it how hard was it for you to find a supportive like cast to help
It
you go through the process?
the team thing is good to have if everybody knows their roles, you know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, you'll have a bunch of people that are there and it's like nobody knows their roles. So, you shoot one idea, they'll shoot something that's totally off base, you know what I mean? So it works for me where it's just me and my girlfriend doing the whole thing, you know what I mean? So where it's not so many hands on the product, you know what I mean? So, like we're a 2-man team here. So, you know, that works a lot better for me than having a bunch of hands all over your process or your records or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's dope, man. That especially you guys have a strong connection, and her being able to give you to give time to you and also be committed to what you do. Like that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
What so obviously, as people we go through dark times. Um what is one of the biggest challenges you had to overcome being an artist?
Uh, well, when I was younger, I was shot. So after I got shot, that was a transition. I moved. Well, my grandparents they moved from uh from the Carson area to the Riverside County. So that was a little thing. And then I had a pulmonary embolism as well. So I had a blood clot in my lung. So those two things kind of, you know, got in the way of a little bit of the process. But other than that, it's been, pretty smooth sailing all the way through.
Yeah, yeah. And how did you recover from that injury?
Just time, it's just time that when it happened. I wasn't, in Carson, it's not a very good neighborhood. So there's, a lot of gangs, a lot of,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so, you know, just growing up there, wasn't pretty, it wasn't good, you know what I mean? So you're always looking over your shoulder or whatever, but yeah, just time and just keep your head down and keep going forward. pretty
Keep
much.
on, yeah, keep going forward, man. Yeah, yeah. And what besides hip hop, what other types of music influences the music that you put out? What other type of music that you're into that helps you put out the music you're doing? Like what other music influences you?
I like, pretty much before I got into the hip hop thing, it was like 70s soul music. Curtis Mayfield.
Oh, Curtis
Yeah, yeah.
Mayfield,
Curtis
yeah.
Mayfield is like my favorite artist of all time. So
Oh, so
yeah.
I know don't say it. Don't say it. Superfly, the album.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Push
yeah,
a
yeah,
man, the
yeah.
Push a Man is on it. Yeah.
Yeah, Pusha Man, Little
Ghetto Child.
Child, yeah, Ghetto
Yeah,
Child, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Damn, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's
Um,
like we were just having this conversation yesterday. It's funny. We were at a bar and me and my girl were talking about this. And yeah, Curtis Mayfield is like a heavy influence on, I used to record his fucking uh his BET lives, those soul
Soul
videos that they had.
Train,
Yeah,
yeah,
Soul
Soul
Train video.
Train,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
When I was
yeah.
a kid, I used to
He
record
was,
those.
yeah, I would give him, he probably would be in my top five, top 15 artists of all time. He, I don't know, yo, his music is inspiring, bro. Like, um, what he puts into his lyrics. Um, I don't know that album, yo, the Superfly album, Ghetto Child, Pusher Man. What's another one that I'm forgetting?
Freddie.
Freddie's dead. Freddie's
Yeah,
dead.
Freddie's dead.
That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said. Yeah, yo. When I got a hold of that album, I listened to it for the first time. I couldn't stop listening to it for like a week, bro. Like that album, just the beats, the timing, the energy of that album is incredible. Like that's one of my favorite albums. I respect that. Curtis Mayfield, and he slept on. When people talk about the '70s, they don't mention him. They mention Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's dope. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
Curtis brought something else to the table. Like he was about power. He was always about power. Revolution. He was always about that. Marvin Gaye was love songs. He had a little power revolution, but Curtis
yeah,
Mayfield gave the message in a different way. I
yeah.
respect that answer, bro. I respect that.
Yeah, he delivered it way different than like Smokey Robinson or whatever. The other guys that were in his era. He was more like he had an edge to his sound. You know what I mean? His sound was edgy than the traditional soul music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So 70 soul music. What other artists you like from that era?
I like the whole Motown stuff that they were doing. I like all of that. Um, let me see. I mean, Aretha Franklin. They're all good, and that time was just like insane for music. You know what I mean? In general, you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, it was a different time, bro. I don't know, like going, I don't know, they made that era fun going to live events. You know what I'm saying? Like you were blessed if you went to see them live. Like Aretha Franklin is arguably the greatest singer, vocalist of all time.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, like that era was incredible, bro. Um, it makes sense. It makes sense. Listen to your music. When you hear because you have a lot of to me, I would say it's more like laid back, kick it on the couch type rap, like shit that you think to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it's like
yeah,
abstract. I love that type of rap, like especially on a day when you're vibing alone. It's a very it helps you think. I'm an artist. I like to draw. I like to
yeah,
draw. I like to listen to these type of things when I draw because it makes me be more creative. It's more of an abstract feeling. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, so I hear that in your music. I hear that kind of funk. I hear that kind of like comfortability in your music, and it's dope, bro. What other types of music influences you too? Like, are you a fan of like rock? Do you like what other things you like?
Yeah, I like Jimi Hendrix. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like some rock music. I
Yeah,
like a John Mayer, like Sade, soft rock type stuff, you know. That shit's good too.
yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know so much about that. But I've heard that type of music because like for me right now, I'm discovering that type of music. Like growing up as a kid, I was because I'm from the East Coast, close to New York City.
Yeah.
Um, it was always Biggie, Jay Z, Nas. I was kind of more like accustomed to that style of rap. West Coast too, Snoop, Pac, DJ Quick, if you know rap, and like the game stuff like that. But I was more like into growing up. I was more into like East Coast. So I know on the West Coast, y'all really like you guys grow up listening to like funk, a lot of different type of G funk, a lot of different type of rock, and y'all put that into y'all music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm discovering that now. But I don't really know too much about soft rock. Um, I know a lot. I know a lot about like Led Zeppelin and like Black Sabbath stuff like that, but I'm not too aware of soft rock.
Yeah, like if you want to listen to some soft rock, like John Mayer and Sade is a good starting point. Mellow
Oh,
vibe for what you like to do. You know, you like to draw, that'll get you in the vibe because it's really smooth. It's not like heavy, you know, guitar rips, you know what I mean? It's smooth stuff, you know what I mean?
okay, okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What being an artist, do you feel like when you express, do you feel like you create what you express, or you express what you already know? When you're putting your lyrics on there, are you creating what you're expressing in that moment? Or are you expressing what you already know?
What you already know.
What you already know.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the stuff you're always looking in the rear view mirror for something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're kind of pulling from the stuff behind you and then kind of putting it forward. You know what I mean? I think that's how most people do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to gather your stuff that you already experienced, you know what I mean, and try to put it in. It just doesn't make sense yet. The old stuff does. So like if you have, you know, if you were, maybe your parents were divorced or whatever, the case may be, you know what I mean? So I think you can pull from that and put it into your music as you're looking through the rearview mirror. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And have you what was that first feeling like when you got the reaction from your fan base putting out music? What was that feeling like when you got that feedback like yo, keep doing your thing? What was that feeling like when you first received that kind of support?
Yeah, not until recently, bro, where people have been checking out the music. When I first started, I didn't actually know how to market the music, so I was just putting it out. So, now that I kind of know how the business works a little bit, I've run more ads, more content. You know what I mean? Before I used to think I could just put out one song and it's gonna blow up. It's not really the case. That's not how it works. So, before I used to just make music, just putting it out loose. Now I have a little bit more structure of how I'm doing it. But before I didn't really have a direction. You know what I mean? How I was doing it. So yeah, you know, the music business is it's a hard code to crack.
What
You know what I mean?
I know, man, I know. It's a sacrifice, like, but it's also I respect it because the people that get involved with it and show their talent and they're willing to sacrifice themselves. I respect it because it shows that you love it. You know what I'm saying? Like you love it. You're willing to put your money, your blood, your sweat and tears into it. That means a lot, and that's what I respect artists about. Um, Let me ask you this question. So, what do you what? what would you say to yourself when you started? What would you say to yourself if you can go back and tell yourself when you were first starting, what would you say to yourself now?
I should have started on social media sooner.
Why?
I should have
Why
started sooner.
you
Yeah.
why would you say that?
I didn't get it when I first started. I didn't get how the algorithms and stuff work, so I just I was always a step late with everything, you know what I mean? So when the Instagram thing went, I went back to Facebook, like when the TikTok thing went, then I was barely going into Instagram. So I was always a beat late, to the show. So if I could have started earlier, maybe doing more live stuff, not being so shy on camera, maybe that's I probably wouldn't have to work so hard the way I'm doing it now, because I'm in an uphill battle. There's a lot of music being put out every day. There's a lot of competition.
Yeah, a
Like I
lot of
said, it's hard to
competition.
crack. Yeah, it's hard to crack that. Because there's a lot of good, talented people that I see every day just in the algorithm going up and down. Scrolling up and down Instagram. A lot of good stuff. So I mean, it's hard to it's hard. It's hard to crack the code. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, social media has its pros and its cons, yo. Like, one of its cons, bro, it's really competitive, and it's quick. Information goes quick. Information comes and goes really quickly, and people are onto it. That's the thing, and that could be a challenge. And like you said, breaking the code. A lot of people are talented, especially where you live at, bro.
yeah,
In LA alone, talented people every day. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But that makes you hungry too, as well. Like that's gonna only make you grow. Like, why would you? You're with the best of the best. As soon as
yeah.
you get to where you need to go, as soon as you get to where you need to go, bro, you're not gonna have to worry about when you go international, go to these other places because you were in the biggest competition already. LA is super competitive, bro. I never been out there, but I have a cousin. She lives out there and she does TikTok. She does fashion. She's a fashion model. All of these things, but she
Yeah.
works her ass off, bro. And I can imagine, you know what that feeling's like, bro. LA is super competitive, man.
I mean, everywhere you go, bro, you could be going into your store and it could be a cake man right there. He got flows. Everybody can do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
Like,
Yo, you know how many videos I saw with people dancing on Hollywood Boulevard getting like 100,000 views on TikTok. I'm like, yo, it's like they're all dancing on the same street, but gaining mad views. Like, LA is super competitive, bro. Like, I can only imagine the pressure living there. How is it like living in LA? By the way.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, the pressure only gets to you if you line them all up. On
Yeah.
social media, you don't have to line up against nobody. You're just by yourself. You know what I mean? But like, imagine if you lined up all these talented people and then you got to show your skills and it's a different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
a lot easier to hide when you're doing the social media. But like, there are people that are out. If you go to like Venice Beach, they're grinding it, dude. You see them, they're handing out CDs, they're performing live for you. Like that shit is like, you know, I I'm naturally like more of a shy person. That's tough for me to do something like that. You know what I mean? I see people doing this, like, damn, this takes a lot. You gotta have nuts to do that. You know what I mean? For real.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I be seeing dudes on Muscle Beach too, like all of them TikTokers, all of them, bro. And it's like, damn, I can only imagine what LA must be like. The pressure just living there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. Um, yo, let me ask you this: you growing up in LA, and you know what LA is like. Why is there such a big homeless population? Why does Tent Row exist, bro? It's kind of sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, being from the outside, looking in to what LA is like, and having a beautiful history with the rap culture and the music itself, you still got a horrible dark side to it, and like Why is the homeless population out of the control?
I mean, I mean, for one, it's very expensive out here, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Any little thing can shake up your living. You know what I mean? Like you lose your job, you maybe, lose your wife or whatever the case may be, it can just lead you down that rabbit hole. And I mean, there's a lot of homeless people, I think, because of that. You know what I mean? I think money it can throw you off big time. You know what I mean? So, and then you compound that with, you know, stuff going on at the house, maybe a death in the family, and it can go downhill fast. Because there's good homeless people. You know what I mean? But there's also the other side too, where there's bad too. You know what I mean? Drugs or whatever the case may be. You know.
yeah, man, yeah, yeah, it's true. And a lot of those people, man, it's sad, bro, because the city of LA got a lot of money, and to see that type of environment, especially to have a tent row. How many people does tent row have? Like over 50,000, right? Tent row
Yeah,
elite.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That
There's a sign before you get to Skid Row. How many people were there? It's like a
oh,
sign.
it's Skid Row. My bad,
Skid
Skid
Row,
Row.
yeah,
It's Skid
Skid
Row.
Row.
That that that's crazy, bro. Like I don't know. I would love to see that change, man. And I know it's crazy that LA's got all this money and Skid. You got places like Skid Row and like people living how the way they're living. It's sad, bro, because cities like that, you want to see people flourish. You want to see people do well and stuff like that because it's so competitive. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not competitive, you end up like that. Like it's sad, bro, and it should change. It's ridiculous. The homeless population there is ridiculously high, bro. And I hope in the future that shit like that can change. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, I hope it, does
You
too.
can hope.
But as it keeps going up, I mean, now even like a one bedroom apartment is looking at like $2,200 a month.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know,
And it's
most.
probably small as hell. I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, very small. You know what I mean? I mean, it's getting insane. Just to live, you got to make at least $7,000-8,000 a month just to be live decent. You know what I'm saying? And that's not having a new car. You got to be frugal as hell. So as it keeps going at this rate, I mean, it's probably going to increase. So
7 to 8 thousand dollars a month.
yeah,
God damn.
it's. I'm telling you, bro. It's like ugly here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the closer you get to the water, the more it is. So as you keep going further into the water west, it keeps rising. You could be in like a little box room, dude. That's gonna run you like 1,500 easy.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
That's
forget it if
crazy.
yeah, forget it if you got like two kids and you got to get a 3-4 bedroom. You're looking at, and I ain't even throwing like a crazy number. You're looking at like a $4,000 a month rent,
That's
maybe
high.
five.
That's
Yeah,
highway robbery, bro.
I'm telling you.
That's highway
Yeah.
robbery, man. And what do you want to do? Do you want to stay in LA because that's where you're from, or do you want to eventually get out of there?
Nah, absolutely not. I don't want to stay here. Once I do music as a second, you know, gig for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It doesn't make a ton of money. And in fact, you lose money most of it. Um, so once me and my girl retire and we want to go like to Colorado or something and get a nice little cabin. You know what I'm saying? Um, and just kind of live out the rest of the days. You know what I mean? But here it's really stressful. Like just being, and as you keep going, if you rent, it just keeps increasing. So if you could start off like at 18, 1900, by the time the next year comes around, you're at 2,200 and then the next 24, 25. So it just keeps going. Yeah. So yeah,
that
no, we plan on retiring somewhere else. You know what I mean? So
But
Yeah.
you think you could handle Colorado? Because Colorado and LA got a different. The weather's a lot different.
Oh yeah, I'm not really worried about the weather is way overrated. You know what I mean? It's nice, that you don't have rain or snow or whatever, but sometimes you can make the best out of that. If it's snowing, it looks good outside. You can have, your teas or your coffee or whatever, you can make the best out of
You
that.
you say that now, brother. Listen, I grew
Yeah,
up in Connecticut. I had snow every year. I had to shovel. I had to I had to do all these things just to get to school. I I am traumatized from snow. I'm happy living in Spain, bro. I don't got to deal with none of that. I can't deal with snow. I'm listen. It's beautiful to look at, but once you got to clean it up and shovel it, you're gonna
yeah.
hate it too. I'm telling you. I'm
But hear
telling
me
you,
out
bro.
though. But hear me out though. I'm not doing it as a younger person. I'm gonna be doing it as an older person. You slow down. So it you don't got to do too much things. You know what I'm saying? So like,
You got
if
yeah,
I did it now,
you got less activities. That's true,
yeah. If I did it now, it would give me a headache. I already know. I had to get up and snow some stuff just to go to the supermarket. I'd be pissed. But when
bro.
you get older,
Imagine getting ice off your car at 4 or 5 in the morning.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's better, but at least you got more money in the bank. You know what I mean? A little bit more freedom that way. Here, it's like you're going paycheck to paycheck type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and it's less competition. It's more family oriented. It's more of a comfortable vibe. Now I feel that. That's true. That's true. I would like to go see LA, man. I would just because I've grown to love G Funk, West Coast music. I'm a big fan of that type of music. And I would like to go see LA, but to live there, I couldn't do it. I got a homie that stay out there. My stepbrother actually stays out there, and I think he lives next to Santa Monica. And he told me one time like it's hella expensive. Like and it's like you got to know who you know out there because people are just willing to get to the top. It's like always competitive.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. You know what I mean? But
Of
out
course.
here, yeah, the money part is a big con. That's the big thing. You know what I'm saying? So you can enjoy like the trees and the fucking beautiful weather. Like that's cool. But the other part of it is nasty. So and
Are
I
you
could deal with the other shit. You know what I'm saying? The money part, and it's only gonna get, like I said, it's only gonna get worse. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather
Um
have a little bit more ends in my pocket than to worry about this shit over here.
oh no, I feel you. I feel you. Are you a stoner as well?
Nah, I'm not. I
You're
don't
not.
smoke. Nah, I don't smoke weed at all.
No. Not at
Nah,
all. Nah.
it's crazy. I
Ah
don't.
man, damn man. I mean, of course, I'm stereotype. I would think being from LA that because the one out there is incredible. I heard. I would guess you
It is.
were as well. Nah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. Have you ever were you before or never?
Nah, I smoked a little bit like in high school, but it just never. I'm a thinker, dude. So like, I can't smoke weed and just be like chill.
Yeah.
I'm like my mind just starts to go bananas, So my heart starts racing. I start getting anxiety, bro. Like it's not
Oh,
for me.
okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And being from LA, what is like? I heard like the food out there is great. Like what is like the go to food everybody eats out in LA? I heard it
I
was
mean
tacos,
Mexican.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Mexican food rules out here, bro. Like it's at every corner. The Mexican taco stands, the lunch trucks, whatever the case may be. It rules.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and yo, is In-N-Out Burger is it overrated or is it really what it is?
And my girl's looking at me right now. I got a little son, and he loves that shit. But I think it's completely overrated, to be honest. I think it's completely overrated. The patty is like super thin, bro. Like It's not that expensive. You know, I think it's up to where McDonald's is at now. Like you can get a number one at McDonald's. It's like $15. You know, over you can get
What?
the number one. Yeah, bro, like 12, 13 after tax. It's around that area. I might be throwing extras on it, but in and out is probably you can get like a you know decent meal there for like $12, 11, $12. You know. But you need like
All right.
five of them joints, bro. Like you need like five burgers to fill you up.
Oh, that's a rip off, man.
Yeah.
That's a rip off. Is that so? It's I'm not because Five Guys is I know you guys got Five Guys out there. Five Guys is to me that's the best commercialized burger joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Five Guys is cool. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
But they got some holes in the walls that over here, like little mom and pop shops that are pretty good. You know, they do those smash burgers and they're pretty good.
bro. All the influences that I see, like people that do food, people that do working out, it all come from LA, bro. All come from
Yeah,
LA. I seen those pop up shops. I seen those little food trucks and all that stuff. Y'all got it's that city is so diverse, and it's dope, but it's super competitive at the same time.
I'm telling you, bro. Around so when COVID hit, it really took a big spike. You know what I mean? Because most people lost their businesses that they had. You know, to like food lunch trucks and stuff like that. So that's big. You can go down the street, bro, and see like five lunch trucks. Like just pick one. You know what I mean? And they're all pretty
Yeah.
good. They're all pretty good.
How
There's even
how
people
how
at night that sell.
how did you manage COVID? What was COVID like for you going through that time?
Um, I mean, I thought it was a little bit overblown, but I mean, you just gotta go with what they say to do. You know what I mean? And that's all we did. You know, we took the vaccine and just try to maneuver that as best as we could.
Yeah, yo, the vaccine. I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I'm happy I didn't take it. Shout out to the people that did. But I'm happy I didn't take it. I was during that time, bro, it was just misunderstanding. I feel like the world was healing, but also like a lot of information didn't make sense because everybody got vaccinated and then we start to see a decrease a little bit, but also people are still getting sick. And then the government and people just start to forget about people getting vaccinated, saying, all right, whatever, if you don't want to get it, don't get it. And then the COVID just happens to disappear. For me, it was a lot of misunderstanding and like not not knowing what to do, and that's why I didn't get vaccinated. But it was a tough time, bro. It was a tough time, man. How was it? How was it like being a father during that time and like being with your kid most of the time and doing that stuff? How was it like during that time?
I mean, they didn't go to school, so
Yeah,
they were doing the homeschool stuff. So they were just there for like a whole year. You know what I mean? It was like 2 years, huh? Was it like yeah, like 2 years,
2 years. Yeah,
and
yeah.
just not in school. So they were just there. You know, again, that's another thing too, because now you need babysitting. So now that's even more of an expense. You know what I mean? Because now they're not in school. So I mean, it was a crazy time. You know what I mean? And I think Kobe died around that time. I was getting a haircut at the time when I heard that Kobe died
When
around that time.
Kobe died,
Yeah.
yeah, man,
So
yeah.
so
It
that was
was
a blow.
yeah, it was weird, bro, because when that happened, bro, I thought it was when that happened, bro, I thought first of all I thought it was a myth. Like I thought it was fake. I was like, yo, some Twitter probably did some like somebody made up some bullshit, whatever like that. And then I started seeing like people post about it more. And I was like, damn, man, he's actually gone. But you being from LA, you probably a Laker fan. But what was that feeling like when a legend, bro? Probably arguably the greatest Laker of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that
How
was a big
how did
blow.
Yeah, how did that feel for you, bro? Like, what was that feeling like?
I mean, like you said, bro, it almost seemed fake. But I was getting a haircut at the time, so I seen it on the TV, so I knew it was real.
Yeah.
So, but it was a big blow, like around that time you get COVID and then you get him too. It's like, damn, everything's going down, it's downhill. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we couldn't catch a break. And it's just
Now
the
we
way
could
it
not.
happened. You know what I'm saying? Like the way it happened was like, damn, a plane, like a helicopter crash. It's like, come on, man. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, bro. And then months later we got George Floyd. It was a weird time, bro. George Floyd, that was weird too. Um 2020 was weird, bro. Like I always ask my guests, like, where were you at during that time? Because it's a time we'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were alive, if you were an adult, if you had a job during that time, you understand like the world, like we all felt it. You know what I'm saying? So I always ask my guests that type of question because if you can get through that time, you can get through anything. And I think we a lot of people going through those difficulties during that time. I feel like a lot of people understand. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you sharing that. Before we end it, bro, I would like to ask you what is something you want to accomplish this year? Like what do you want to accomplish as an artist, and what is your future content looking like as an artist?
right now I have, so I'm gonna be releasing songs like every 2 months. And hopefully I have the whole year covered if I can do, singles. I'm gonna take a step back from the album thing, just because of the algorithm thing, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be every 2 months I'm gonna be putting out a new song. Um, and as far as what I plan is incremental growth. If I could have just a little bit of growth, maybe big, you know what I'm saying? And that's it, dude. I'm just gonna keep pushing the music. Marketing, um, just the grind part. You know what I mean? The content, I already have most of the songs recorded. Um, the rest is just on my end. I got to get the videos going, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And what would you say to an upcoming artist? Like, what would you say to that upcoming artist that wants to continue to be consistent but doesn't know how to? What would you say to an upcoming artist that wants to be consistent but does not know how to?
I mean, just don't stop. I mean, once you stop, then it ends. That's it. It's no more. You know what I mean? So, and no, it's expensive, and it's a lot of disappointment. That's pretty much what you're going to get the whole time. Everybody's going to shut the door on you. So, you know, put your best foot forward, put your resources, your money into it. Um, and try to shoot your videos by yourself. Don't put the money on the videos because they don't, the money doesn't come back to you. So, just try to, handle most of the heavy lifting by yourself and just don't stop. You know, that's probably the best advice I could give anybody that's doing it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Bro, and I appreciate you, man. And I'm glad we were able to sit down and conversate. Thank you for giving me your time because we're like 9 hours ahead. I'm just 2:15 in the morning over here, bro. And I know
Yeah,
we're way off time, bro, but I appreciate you for taking your time, bro. And I want you to do what you got to do this year to accomplish all those goals you got this year. You got a fan, bro, for real, for real. I'll be looking at your music, bro, and I'll continue to listen to you, and I'll continue to support. I'm happy for you to come on here, to bro, and I just hope that you can continue your path to greatness and just continue to keep going, bro. I know that you're striving for nothing but the best, and I know this is what you want, and you got a fan, dog, and I'm looking forward to listening to your music, bro, for real. Thank you so
yeah,
much,
man.
bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the opportunity too to come on your show, bro.
Oh
This
yeah,
this was
man,
live.
of course.
This was live, bro. It was fun. I was a little nervous when the thought of it to come on, because honestly, bro, I'm gonna be 100 before we leave. This is like my first interview.
Really?
First one. Yeah, yeah. So this is the first one I've had. So, I don't really talk too much, you know what I mean? So this is the first one. And yeah, so it was cool.
Yeah, damn. Well, I'm glad to share that with you, bro. Like, nah, it was cool, bro. Bro, I always my thing is, man, I always try to make people tell it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Give them the spotlight. I would like to learn your interests. You know what I'm saying? I'm very big on curiosity. I'm a curious person. I would like to how did this person become an artist? Like what was that transition like? You know what I'm saying? So for me it's just listening to stories, bro, and I'm glad that you were able to do that to come on and share a story with me, man. Like that's what I'm always about, and hopefully the guests can feel comfortable doing that. And dude, it was a dope combo, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah, man. Yo, this is Just a Thought podcast. Henny West, 1982 out. Check that out. Check them out on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Henny West, Just a Thought podcast. We are